Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your dungeon master for tonight's game of The Keep on the Borderlands in Search of the Unknown. We did it! The reunion! We're here! Yay! Guys, this is so exciting, isn't it? We got, of course, the reunion of the century is what people are calling it. I haven't said that, but other people have said that. It's the reunion of the century, and we've got Chris, Nate, Jeff, John, and Tim back to reprise their characters from Keep on the Borderlands, one of the fan favorites here on the channel, no doubt. How are we doing? We doing all right?
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Happy to be back here.
Super excited to be back.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and we are so happy to have all of you in the YouTube chat as well, because it is going to be a special night, and the chat is already bustling. Thank you to everyone for the super chats. Obviously, Greyhawk Exile, Wayne, and Jason Farrell, longtime members here of the channel. So welcome, and everybody else in between. I see there's a lot of people here right now, so we're just going to we'll say our thank yous in a little bit. But everybody, we're so excited because we're playing The Keep on the Borderlands. This is going to be a complete continuation, a sequel to what happened in the events on the Keep on the Borderlands stream. I was kind of confused, and I was talking to Nate about this today because we're working a camp together, and so I see Nate on a regular basis. But I was talking to him because the titles for this, it's kind of weird because every adventure I've ever ran on the channel has always been like the title of the module, or whatever, the one shot or whatever it would be. So like Keep on the Borderlands was The Keep on the Borderlands. This one technically is not Keep on the Borderlands. This one is In Search of the Unknown, which, if you know anything about old school D&D, this is Keep on the Borderlands is B2, which is what you see on the front cover here, but B1 is In Search of the Unknown, and they kind of are tied together loosely. There really is very little connection between the two of them, but there are ways that you can connect them, and these older modules kind of were bare bones to begin with, so it is different. This one, if you know In Search of the Unknown at all, it is very different than modules that are written today. Very, very different. So with that being said, what you're about to watch is going to be very different than what you might expect. Our campaign ended on such a great ending. Wouldn't you agree? It was like an epic way to end that campaign, the Keep on the Borderlands campaign. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Oh,
Rewatching it.
stressful.
Yeah.
And it's been just over 1 year since the finale, so we've missed these characters for a bit. And so B1, even though they go in like sequential order, they don't really need to be run in sequential order. And like I said, I'm changing things about this anyway. So if you're like, oh, I want to see what B1 looks like, In Search of the Unknown, don't worry. There will be some semblance of it, but you may not recognize it as it is written. So just giving you that fair warning, everybody. This is my own creative take on the module. So that's getting that out of the way. Now, a couple of other things we got to talk about before we jump in here. We had some really great other things go on the channel recently. Curse of Strahd Season 1 just ended, literally 2 weeks ago. So, I guess just over 2 weeks ago. So we had the finale of Curse of Strahd. That will be coming back in the fall. So if you haven't caught up on Curse of Strahd yet, now is your time to do it. Tim, you are on that show. What do you think of that one?
Oh man, that is to me, that is just peak D&D. Bringing together the gothic horror and just like a real ensemble cast. That's what D&D is all about.
Yeah, it's a good one. And we ended the last season with a bang. I hope that cliffhanger is not too hard to handle, but it will be back in October. That we'll be back with Season 2. And we also have a brand new campaign coming up in the fall called Vecna, Eve of Ruin, which you will probably be seeing many of the characters here today and on the other channels come back. We're going to have a lot of people reprising roles. These 5 have already been kind of debriefed a little bit on what's going to happen, but there's still a lot more to reveal, and stay tuned to all that stuff. If you're looking to keep up with what's going on the channel, definitely subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon, like this video as well, and then also down below you can see ways to support the channel and to stay more in tune, like links to social media and things like that. Everything that happens here on the channel, I post about it usually on social media like Instagram, Facebook, but also our Discord is like the best place to get the information. I find myself going there far more often than any of the other ones, and it's also a good way to interact with us. So we'll be doing that from now till Vecna, posting things about Vecna when that is going to start. So that's my intro stuff out of the way. My question to all of you is, how have you been and what have you been doing in the last 12, 13 months? We'll start with Tim, because we kind of gave a little segue. Tim, what have you been up to, and what are you doing right now?
I'm playing. We're playing Keep on the Borderlands, so I had to come back to the original Keep on the Borderlands location. I'm back at camp, exactly where I started playing Keep on the Borderlands and started
Nice.
D&D. My whole D&D career started at this camp right now.
Really? Camp Crystal Lake?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's it. The same place. No, it was summer, and we had a bunch of guys who were like, "You want to play D&D?" And we're like, "None of us ever played." So we started, and that was my introduction to D&D. And now I'm back here. So.
Excellent. And what have you been up to lately? Just camp, obviously. Anything else?
Camp for the summer, and then just working on my tan. I'm a lifeguard, so I get down here and I get a really good tan. And if kids stay alive, then it's a really great summer.
Nice. Let's go over to, let's see, somebody else on summer break. John.
Yeah, been actually having a real summer break. Decided not to work this summer, and I've just been traveling around. I've been to like 4 or 5 states so far, so I've been having a good time just traveling and relaxing.
Nice.
Since the last
Excellent.
12 months, played quite a few different characters I feel on the channel, but got to play Call of Cthulhu, which is one of my favorite games. So we just had a really nice finish. So if you're a fan of other tabletops, go watch our Call of Cthulhu stream that ended a month ago.
Yeah, viral. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu is easily becoming one of my favorite games in general. I think it's just such a perfect RPG. Different than D&D. Scratches a different itch, but it's really, really, really fun. Let's jump over to Jeff.
Me. Well, I haven't played a lot of role-playing games in the past year. I spent the last fall and the winter trying to learn to play Warhammer 40K.
Yes.
That is. Got a lot painted, and then we had some family stuff come up this spring, and I haven't gotten to play much of anything in the last 2 or 3 months. So this is nice to start to get back into it. And
Therapeutic, some may say.
yeah, well, I haven't had much therapy lately. Not much game therapy in the last few months. Much needed.
Awesome.
Watch me die in the first fight.
Yeah, right. That would be fate, wouldn't it? Let's jump over to Nate. I think you're muted, Nate. There we go.
Yep. Hey, it's been so long, I forgot to unmute myself when it's my turn to talk. Yeah, I've had. Wait, it's been a year and a half. A year?
About 13 months.
13 months. Goodness gracious. Yeah.
To be fair, though,
I did the Tomb of Horrors Shadow Dark.
Yes. I was going to say, though, Nate, to be
Excellent.
fair, the Icewind Dale crew had to wait like 2 years for their reunion, so you're lucky.
Oh, hey. I certainly
complaining.
no. I'm not saying we have it hard. I've just been excited for 13 months. But yeah, I think the Tomb of Horrors, but otherwise, really just been replaying the original Final Fantasy VII. That's been my my nerddom lately.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. And last but not least, Chris.
Well, first I gotta say that going back to Jeff learning Warhammer 40K, I have to have a conversation with Jeff because Jeff was playing the Ringer at that tournament, and Jeff got a victory in that last game as the Ringer.
Oh, by accident, yeah.
Beating his opponent, or somehow you're related to me getting smoking boots for that tournament.
Oh,
Either you won or lost. I don't remember which. Smoking Boots is last place. So at Battle for Salvation, I ended up last place because of that one last game between Jeff and that dude who was. No, I think that guy won that game.
Yeah,
Right?
he wins
I-
because the ringer gets a win. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
So
If you draw the winger on your record, it goes down as a win.
so no matter
Yeah.
what, then. So Jeff, it wasn't your fault. I forgive you. No,
Nice.
so yeah, I gotta say, I've said this a couple of times, but like this campaign became a really big part of like my just general life routine, and it was something that I looked forward to every week, like excitedly, you know, and it left kind of an empty hole inside my soul when it was gone, and so. You know, it's I've been thinking about this since Bob mentioned this reunion, and I've just been looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, it's been too long. This crew was a memorable one. They're keepers, like Jeff suggested, for sure. They're the keepers, for sure. And we really, I'm glad that we're able to come back and revisit these characters, and this won't be the last we see of them. But of course, we're here for In Search of the Unknown. So why don't we get down to the game? You ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
When I say get down
Yes.
to the game, I mean we still need to do a couple other things. Like we got to roll for some hit points. While we roll for hit points and we talk about this, I will just answer a couple questions. I see some people chatting in the chat about some questions they had about this, so we'll do that. Number one, I think I just saw somebody say like, "What is this?" Well, this is Dungeons and Dragons, everybody. So we're here for D&D. But generally speaking, the characters are all leveled up. They have leveled up, some of them many levels, some of them only one level. I think Barrack and Hieronymus leveled up one level to level 7, or 2 levels. Okay.
Yeah, we went from 5 to 7.
Okay, 5
Ye-
to 7. Okay. And the rest of them leveled up a few others. So, like, I think Sasori, because he was such a lower level character when he was petrified, he's going to be now joining them at level 7. Everybody's going to level 7. It's going to be our common ground here. And I guess I shouldn't have said that first. I should just simply say, at this point on, if you haven't seen Keep on the Borderlands, there's going to be major spoilers from here on out. So I would
Sure.
love for you to stay here and check it out, but go back and watch the campaign because this is a sequel. So do that.
You've got 150 hours to kill, right?
Yeah, easy.
So you can get ready to watch tonight's episode.
That's it. Then a couple other quick notes here. Some other questions here. Of course, yes, character sheets are available in the description. I actually had these for the previous campaign too. The links to the D&D Beyond character sheets. We are playing 5th edition, so it's not going to be too uncommon for most people. But we have our own house rules as well, which are linked down below. The house rules are mostly common stuff that we do here on the channel, like short rests being 15 minutes, things like that, not healing back all your hit points. But this one had some more hardcore rules we took from Runehammer. So like things like how we do our ability scores, how we do hit points, things like that. And then on top of it, death saves are gone. So basically we have a death timer and all those things. So there's rules for all that. And that's going to be in your links down below. So check it all out. And we're going to get underway with the rolls here. So let's switch us over to our Roll20 view. And I've been waiting to do this. I don't know if you could hear the music too well. It just turned it on. But this is our classic. We had this on all the time. Oregon Trail by Tabletop Audio. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So Jeff, actually, when we chatted, asked if we should be doing hit points ahead of time or not. And I said, do them ahead of time. It'll save us time. And then the other people, I don't know if I conveyed that to all of you. So Jeff did his rolls. And Jeff, do you want to reveal what they were? They were in the chat, so they were visible to all of us.
I had 2 levels to roll for, so 2d8 as a rogue. And I rolled 7 and 7, and I could not be happier. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess technically 8 and 8, I would be even happier, but I'm pretty satisfied with 14 points on 2 levels, plus his con. So I'm going from being a little nervous about my hit points to feeling pretty good.
No doubt. That's a good roll for natural
That
rolls.
was I was I wish that you all had been there to share it with me.
That's all right. We're sharing it now. We're sharing now. All right, so you've got your rolls underway, and like you said, you took 2 levels of rogue. Is there anything you'd like to share with the rest of the group? Things that you think would be helpful to know?
Mechanically or
Either.
What? Or to the
Either.
character?
Yeah, either.
Well, just in 25 words or less. After the keep wrapped up, of course, Skeggy has all of his sons have passed before him, and he had passed the thaindom of Trollslayer Hold to a more distant relative, a cousin or a nephew or something, and he would have gone back to the Hold and kind of seen that things were going okay. And then I feel like Skeggy wouldn't have stayed at that point. He would have felt very much like a third wheel. And I think at that point he would have gone back to what he'd been doing for the previous few decades, which was serving as sort of an ambassador and a diplomat,
Cool.
traveling and representing the dwarves of Trollslayer Hold and whatever other larger organization or of
Yep.
the dwarven aristocracy or whatever, in that regard. So,
And then, of course, what's going to bring you to the keep, we'll obviously talk about when your character arrives.
but mechanically, there's not much that happens for a
Okay.
rogue at levels 6 and 7. So,
Fair enough. Let's jump over to the other character who I think had to catch up a few levels. That would be Sasori. Oh, and it says Karg, doesn't it? Ooh.
I was just gonna say it still says Karg there. Yeah.
It says it on the other one, Sasori, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Fix that in a
I
minute.
mean,
Go ahead.
You want me to play Karg? I'll play Karg.
No, please. No.
So,
Please not.
yeah,
Please
so
not.
Sasori does need to roll, some hit die here. So we're gonna roll 2 levels of rogue at a D8, and then 2 levels of fighter
Cool.
at a D10. So I'm gonna
the double dip.
Yeah, take advantage of that as best I can.
Action surge.
Let's roll my 2d8. Nice suspense.
Nice.
Hey, a 6
Nice.
or 7. Doing well. And my 2d10. Watch it be lower.
That's okay. 25 hit points at one go is pretty good. Plus your
It's-
con.
Essentially just more than doubled my hit points. So that is pretty nice. So total math.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, I fixed it. Sasori's there.
Thank you.
All right, so not bad. Some good rolls. 6 and 7, 5 and 7. These are solid, even for fighter. 5 and 7 is pretty good. Okay, so that's Sasori. You're taking 2 levels of fighter and 2 levels of rogue, which you at 7th level in total.
Correct.
All right, and Sasori, what's Sasori been up to for the last, some time, I guess?
Yeah, well, Sasori has made it back to the keep, and is
Stayed at the keep, right?
back to the keep after being petrified and
Oh yeah.
being awoken in the middle of some cave by some goddess, by very chaotic times. Sasori was very surprised. I was in one cave and now I'm in another cave, and everyone says I was stoned and I have no idea what they're talking about. I was like, I never thought I had that dry of humor, but I guess I was just petrified. Okay, cool. And Sasori totally doesn't get it. Remember, 6 intelligence. And definitely trying to play it as a 6 intelligence. So Sasori, people keep making rock jokes, and Sasori does not figure them out. But we'll I'm putting that out into the ether. Everyone else, get on your pun game, Nate.
Doesn't
but-
require too much acting.
yeah. Sasori is working his way up in the keep's guard, and really, after killing his arch enemy in Merrick there, really wants to take over that position and do a better job than that evil coward Merrick.
Was that his name?
I thought it
Merrivac.
was. Merrivac.
No.
No, wait, I have it right here. 'Cause
Levy
I went
Merrick.
and I got
Levy Merrick, right?
Talking about the
Yes.
guard guy.
Yeah. Maravek was the true villain to everybody here.
He was the Chamberlain fellow or whatever. The
Yeah, he was the
seneschal.
right
whatever his
hand to
title
the
was.
the right hand to the castellan. Yep. Okay, so there's Sasori. Sasori is hanging out and becoming part of the outer bailey we discussed. You'll be right under Buttes, if I'm not mistaken, was the position you had, correct?
Yes, Mr. Butts and I, we are very close.
Beautiful.
And then we go to. I'm gonna skip you, Tim. I'm gonna go to Nate.
All right. Yeah, I have some health here to roll. So 2 levels worth. So we got oh, we love it. We love it.
A 9.
This
Wow.
does not
Big
bode
fan.
well for Hyro. I don't like this.
All right.
You
so
have
that's
enough
a
HP.
solid 10 on there, which is great. I'm starting at 39. Oh, was I supposed to introduce myself or say anything else?
Yeah. I think we all need a
I'll do that in
howdy.
a second. Second roll is not so good though. We're getting a 1 there.
Why'd you roll a d6?
Yeah, Barrick's got some stuff going on. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, probably a good idea, Nate. Good. I'm glad
yeah.
on you there. Good.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm playing Barrick Helios. He's a paladin, follower of Hyperius. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else I should hit on?
Well,
What I've
you've
been up to?
no. We can probably pick your story up in a minute, so it should be okay.
Great.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And then we go to Hieronymus.
All right. So Hieronymus, being one of the few survivors of the party to the end, one of the real true heroes of the keep, came back and found a power vacuum because Decario had the keep wizard had left. He fled like a coward. So Hieronymus kind of slid into that position as the keep wizard and the ruler of the wizard tower. So he's been kind of living the high life up there in this tower in this keep, falling into a business that was already there, and he's kind of taken to this power he has now. And that's what he's been doing for 2 years, along with Barrick, and kind of working to keep some level of heroicness in the keep.
Wow. By the way,
That's,
the tower is technically keep property. Just letting you know.
Whatever. Take it from me then.
Wait,
There he is.
When you pry his cold, dead hands off the doorknob.
So
I do
Hyro's
need to
gonna
know
roll-
that.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
I do need to know the name of that guy that I killed. I have the name of the entire Fortune 5. Okay.
Levy Merrick.
Merrick. Okay, I was right when I said Merrick.
Yeah.
I have the whole Fortune 5, but I don't have Merrick's name. Bada and Juan and Mead and Willow and Jordan and Blores and Edis. I have their classes, their names, but I don't have the.
It's
Sorry.
okay because that's totally separate. That was another venturing group, so you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. By the way, just as we're going through these like small little recaps and updates of their characters, and Chris, I know you have to roll hit points in a second. It's just really awesome to look into the chat and see like some people ask questions and then others are answering it. They know the answers. It's really cool. I don't know, just really find it funny that like there's such a group of people that they watched all our stuff, and someone named themselves Xander Cartwright, so that's really disturbing. So
I saw that.
just to let you know, he wasn't a good guy. So who was Xander?
Spoiler
Not
alert.
finished yet.
Love it.
Anyway, carry on, Chris. What are you rolling here?
Okay, so I got to roll 2 levels of wizard. So Hyro is the straight up evoker. He's all about the power of the elements. So I got to roll 2d6. So here's one of them.
Oh,
Oh no!
you said this. You said it wasn't boding well.
Yeah. Here's
No,
the other
one for Chris, the first roll,
All right, well, I'll take it.
and then a 4 for the second roll. Nice.
Yes.
That's a good recovery there.
So I have a plus. I have a con of my con is actually pretty high. I have
Mhm.
15 con, so that's why. Like Hyro had like the second most hit points in the group throughout most of the campaign,
Yeah. Hmm.
and for part of it, like even more.
Yeah, I think so. I
All
think
right,
so.
that's what I get. 4,
Especially when
5,
you
7.
miscalculated them.
Exactly.
That was fun.
You mean when he cheated?
Shh.
Oh, that's great.
All right, so my hit points go up 9. Okay.
Okay, so your hit points go up by 9. And Tim, I'm just going to have you. We're not going to include your little update on what's going on and things like that. But you can just give me a dice roll, please. 2d8.
2d8 plus 4 as a cleric. So let's see what we got here. Come on, roll 20. Give me something good.
Ooh.
Not great.
No.
We'll
That is
take
a
the
1 and
8
a
hit
3. And to be honest, Tim, with what we've talked about with your backstory, kind of fitting, isn't it?
points. No, that
Yeah.
completely works.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Checks out.
Checks
Okay,
out.
so
Did Nate roll a wrong die there?
no, he rolled
No,
the
he
right
rolled the
one.
right die. He was
No.
quite coy about it, but definitely
Okay,
the right
I
die.
stand corrected then.
Hmm. He rolled the right dice, and
I
Nate-
had glanced at chat and I missed the coyness.
yeah, no worries. Nate, actually, the one thing you didn't fill us in a little bit was just maybe what you've been up to at the keep.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Just a
you-
brief
you know-
description of what you've been up to.
Yeah. Everyone, I'm sure, remembers the great and honorable Father Bleegrim, or Mr. Bleegrim,
Father Bleeger.
pastor, whatever. He after he died, there was a vacancy in the religious leader of the keep, and Barrick, especially looked up to Bleegrim and his wisdom, and feels I think stepping into that role, attempting to lead the flock of the keep.
Uh-huh.
So
I love how the humble paladin called it a vacancy, while Hieronymus called it a power vacuum.
Yeah.
Apropos.
Yeah, really.
Says everything you
Well said.
need to know.
Tells you it all. So I know that we just went through and talked about what each of our characters has been doing, because time has going to be time. There will be time elapsing between the Keep on the Borderlands finale and the start of In Search of the Unknown. But we're going to start with a little bit of a prologue here, and we're going to pick up right where we left off, which was maybe a week post the events of the Caves of Chaos and everybody kind of returning to the Keep on the Borderlands. Eric Lavernus had taken the two boys, Edgar and Alan, south to start a new life, try to find a place where they could fit in and have what seems to be a normal life. Skeggy was returning home with whatever remains of Scory's body and to settle the house, or I guess would be clan issues with the rest of his family. While Sasori took up position at the guard, the outer barley, Barrick took position in Father Bleegrim, and Hieronymus took position at the tower. But before all that, before you three, specifically Hieronymus, Barrick, and Sasori, get into your sort of like next chapter here, we ended with Frederick Baumhauer returning to the keep after heading south and warning you that Ula had returned. So this is where we're going to pick it up from. Hieronymus and Barrick and Sasori, you've been gathered. You're here in the keep. You're just outside of Hieronymus's tower, and Baumhauer is with you. Baumhauer says, "Yeah, it's so strange. She didn't want to come in. She wanted to meet you by Gertrude's. You know, I don't know if she knows what's happened in the last few weeks, so maybe you better tell her."
of course, I look forward to seeing our old friend Ula.
She better give us back that bow.
Oh yeah, you remembered that.
Oh, I ain't forgetting nothing.
Hi, she was talking about a bow, about how it got broken. I forget.
Ah!
Oh,
Just
Ula.
kidding.
A little clumsy.
Just kidding. All
Let's
right,
go.
so
Let's go then. All right.
yeah, let's go. Come on.
I haven't
And
seen
he's
Gertrude in a while anyway.
yeah, and he starts to travel along with you through the roads of the keep and gets to the entryway. Gets to Gertrude's stable and knocks on the door. Gertrude opens it up, allows you to come in, and you can see Ula there in her back office. She looks rather nervous and scared. Obviously the events of the last month or so she had missed, so she doesn't really know what's going on. And Gertrude says, as you walk in, I told her that everything was all right now, that everybody saved the day, but she didn't believe me. Here, you guys go in.
I walk in and say, "Ula, my friend," and put my arms wide, ready for a hug.
And she'll embrace each and every one of you in your way, whatever way it is. Hug, handshake, high five.
I was hoping for a second Frisk was gonna appear on camera.
Me too. Actually, I've been waiting for it.
Oh, sorry to
I was
disappoint.
excited.
Sorry to disappoint. But Ula is there. And she says, "What happened? Where is it? What happened to everything? I went back to the caves and looks like quite a mess."
Oh, Hyro had a barbecue.
Several. I learned Fireball and I cast it as much as I could. I burned them.
You know, Ula, we ended up traversing the caves of chaos, finding what seems to be the origin of the dark powers that were coming out of there. We ended up putting a stop to it. Began with a C. What is it? Clovis?
Corvus?
Corvus?
Corvus the Bloodied.
It seems Corvus the Bloodied had really been manipulating. I forgot. Did you meet Xander? Ula? Did you ever meet that guy?
Oh, I met him. And she'll just kind of recap what she remembers, so it might help you a little bit. Player-wise, not character-wise. The characters probably remember that when they got separated from her was when they went to the keep one time by themselves. She went back to the keep. Everybody else wanted to, I think, stay, or there was a discrepancy, so she went back, and she was approached by Xander, and she says to you that, I remember it so vividly. He came to me that night, and I could tell that there was malice in his heart. He wanted to get information that I didn't know. I ran after he got violent. Caldo, as well, was with me. I don't know what happened to him, but I fear the worst. And I thought about going south. I really did. I thought about running away and just trying to forget everything. But I came back for all of you. And I figured you'd be at the caves, so I went there. But there's not much there anymore except for the bodies and death. I went to that one cave, the one that had the I guess the skeletons.
No.
And it looks like one of those caverns opened up.
What?
Another adventure. It sounds a great place.
What happened to you, Sasori? Your voice sounds so different.
I'm trying to get back to Inigo Montoya, and it's become very French.
Do you have a
Inigo
cold?
Montoya moved.
The Spaniard.
Do you have a cold, or?
My name is Inigo Montoya.
I think it is a little
You killed my
difficult.
father.
I feel like something has happened to my voice cords, like they are maybe a little bit extra hard, maybe a little coarse.
Barrick is laughing to himself.
I know.
Explaining this.
Hyro and Barrick are like,
I love the chat. The chat's asking if Barrick has ever apologized.
whoa.
Yeah, we did that off camera. Emotional. Yeah. I'm sorry, Bob. What
Yeah.
cave is? Do we know this cave?
So
This
when
cave with all
when
the
she
skeletons?
says that immediately, it makes you think of the cave where you fought Corvus, because that wasn't
Oh, that-
revealed.
okay.
And once you put the crystal into the altar there, it opened it, right? So that's probably what comes to your mind.
Yeah, that is where we were last. But it seems like if something opened up there, perhaps we need to close it again.
No. Maybe I'm not saying it clearly. There was one passage that was buried. Do you remember that? It had rocks filling it.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, right near the Medusa.
that's clear. Yes.
Medusa?
Yeah, where you were a statue for a bit. Sorry about that, by the way.
I mean, my figure is very statuesque, but I do not understand.
So she says, I went to that place and I went down. It went deep into the ground and I had to turn around. There's something bad down there. I think we should go look at it.
All right. Sounds like a great idea. Maybe we should, see if we can wrangle up our whole crew.
Sure. Yeah. Of course. Is Eric or Skeggy still here?
I don't think she knows Skeggy.
They
Sorry, did I say
Scory's
Skeggy? I meant
father-
Scory. I meant Scory, actually. Yeah.
Scory is sadly not with us anymore, but his father Skeggy has joined the coalition, the Charcoalition, and I believe they'll actually be in town soon. Do I know that?
No, they're not coming back. They just left. This is
Oh,
right
no,
after.
They both just left.
Yeah, this is right after the battle. This is like within the week
Right.
of the battle.
Yeah, no, they both just left.
Sorry, had to sneeze, and I felt it coming, and then of course it came after I said had to sneeze. So, she says, "Well, then the three of us better, or the four of us better go right now. I don't think we want to wait on this."
You ready,
All right,
friends?
let's
Let's
do
go.
this-
I have to go
do
to
the stabby.
I have to go to my tower first.
Of course.
What do you need at the tower?
You wait and see.
Okay. So you can gather your things, go to the tower, and the
All
next
right.
day you spend traveling to the Caves of Chaos, which again, like I said, it's weird because, literally a week ago you were in these familiar caves, you were fighting an ancient evil, and now everything's relatively mundane. There aren't any orcs or kobolds or hobgoblins that come out to assault you. I mean, their numbers have all been decimated, but still, they know you. They know to leave you alone at this point. You walk in, you go to the far cave on the ravine, and you see it. You see exactly what Ula had described, the area that was a cave-in that looked like it was would have taken maybe weeks or months to even make a dent in removing the rocks, is now completely clear, and it goes down at a pretty aggressive angle. Feels like it would be almost hard to walk it, but just barely. And she says, I got maybe about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile down. That's what it felt like, at least. I didn't see anything.
Well, let us go on further.
You're all good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up mage armor though for sure.
Iro, do you have the cantrip light?
Sure do. I
you
memorized
wanna-
it for you, blind fools.
Yeah, we can see in the dark.
I'll cast on Barrick's shield.
Perfect.
Sure. The four of you descend down into the unblocked passageway. It eventually, after what maybe feels like 10 minutes of descent, you see a winding tunnel that disappears as it winds and curves. You continue and follow along this path, and the rough, natural rock gives way to a smooth, carved wall. The air down here is actually quite cold compared to the rest of it. It's nearing wintertime in the keep, but even on the coldest day, it's not as cold as what it feels down here. It almost feels like freezing temperatures. You find yourself in a vast subterranean chamber. The sight that you see is both awe-inspiring as well as a little unsettling. Because at the center of this chamber, you see floats a colossal crystal. It's at least 30 feet long. Huge. Massive.
What color?
It's actually glowing as bright a pure white as you can see. So really bright white light. almost hard to look at. And you can see that the chamber is holding this crystal afloat. There's some sort of circle of runes on the floor that seem to be giving it the magic that holds it. It is. I had to look this up because in my mind I imagined it a certain way, and I didn't know what the name for that is. But it's a dipyramid prismatic crystal. So look that up, everybody. But it looks like almost like it's got like a pyramid top and a pyramid bottom, but it's kind of circular. So anyway, look it up. Dipyramid prismatic crystal, and it's white, and the almost imperceptible sound fills the chamber. It's a low echoing reverberation.
All right. I certainly want to see if I can figure out what that sound is. Perception.
Sure. No need to make a roll. You just get closer to it, and you can feel it. As you get close, you feel like the ground beneath you is vibrating. It's just, like I said, just almost like such a strong reverberation that as you get close to it, you almost feel like your whole body is shaking as you would reach out to it. And I just realized somebody dropped off, right? Somebody?
Yeah, Chris did.
Chris?
Weirdly
Okay.
enough.
Yeah, he never drops off. That's weird.
I was gonna say.
That's okay.
The weather's pretty nuts up here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
That is true. Pretty thundery. Almost like the reverberations from this crystal.
Excellent.
So, go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, sure. So, I actually didn't really have much to say. So I just feel the reverberations from this crystal, and I'm a little weirded out. I'm certainly. Oh, that's a bummer.
What happened?
Power went out for Chris.
Power went out.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Wild. All right. Well, we'll restructure the Zoom in a minute just to get everybody in here
Sure.
because we can't play without Tim's beautiful
you want me
face
to-
on stream.
Do you want me to log on my phone? Would that be helpful?
Maybe. Let's really quick though. Maybe just try to fix it right now. See, this is why we
Looking good,
love.
Tim.
Go ahead.
Go
ahead, Nate.
Tim's looking good. Leaning in there. Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly weirded out, and so sorry. What are you doing? I guess.
I'm walking up maybe a little too close to it, and I like to think that Hieronymus grabs me and says, "Get back! Damn it, you idiot! Don't touch it!"
Look,
I'll
it's
play
right
both.
here.
I'll play both characters. But it is so. It is totally doing French. My name is Inigo Montoya. Okay, let's use it. But it is so pretty. I want to touch it. I can't. It's all French.
Am I crazy?
It
Did
is,
Sasori have an accent?
So
I don't remember.
it was
I don't-
more of like a speech thing. The muse was always like Inigo Montoya. That was why I always wanted to duel and do fighting, and so that was the inspiration. So it kind
I
of
see.
talked like Inigo Montoya a little bit.
Okay.
I always said I wanted to do the stabby.
Okay.
I tried to
So-
talk like Fezzik, so it works.
There you go.
There you
It's
go.
perfect. That actually is so good.
All right, so we'll see if Chris can get back on in a second, but for right now, we'll deal with this here. So yeah, give me either an investigation check or insight check to see if you can maybe understand what this is doing.
If only the person who was good at those things.
Yeah, I was like, bummer.
I have a -2 and a -1.
I can roll for Chris.
Excellent. I get a 13 for insight.
Okay. What about you, John?
I'll try.
And how's Ula doing with this?
Yeah, Ula doesn't know. John, you
Oh.
rolled pretty high there. What'd you get?
13 -1, 12.
Okay, never mind. Can you, so investigation wise, you can't really figure out what this is doing technically, mechanically. However, Nate, maybe there is a sense of what is going on here. This massive crystal is pulsating. It seems like it's going at a certain rate. As you study it, you feel like it might be getting it's more. It's a constant every interval, maybe like 5 seconds, a little bit bigger of a pulse, another little big pulse every 5 seconds or so. It's very possible that this could be some sort of a beacon. The reverberations are trying to reach somebody.
You said there were runes on the floor. Can we recognize? Like, can we recognize what they're from?
What languages do you
Or
speak?
language? Let's see. I've got Common, Dwarvish, Orc, and Celestial.
No.
I
What about
can
you,
barely
John?
speak Common, but I've Common and Elf.
Okay. No. And even Hieronymus, I don't believe, knows this. So,
Gotcha.
Ula
Okay.
says to you, I don't know what this is, but this is definitely what I sensed as I was coming down. I could feel it, almost like an echoing through me. I
Yeah,
feel like
something's being drawn to it.
either that or I don't know, maybe perhaps it's a warning. But regardless, I don't know what we can do about it. I mean, this is such a massive crystal. What can we do?
Perhaps for now we could post guard. I don't know. We post guards out here.
It might be possible, but do you think the keep would allow that?
Maybe not. Maybe the best we can do is regularly check on it. I don't know.
Well, what were you planning on doing now?
Investigating it further.
Well,
Or you mean in
I
life?
mean, now that the threat was neutralized and Skeggy, she has to remember it's Skeggy, and Scory, his body left, and Eric left, what were the two of you planning? Or three of you planning on doing?
The keep has suffered some major losses. I will tend to the flock, take over for Father Bleegram. What about you, Sasori?
Stay at the keep and keep training, get stronger, and maybe get into some good old brawls, get a little better fighting. You know, the good stuff. The things that make one happy in life.
And obviously, Hieronymus will say, "Fools! I will gain arcane power in my tower." And then Ula says,
That
Well-
rhymes. Wow.
"Then it's good that you're here to guard the keep."
Indeed. Perhaps we can check on it as often as we can, see if anything changes. And we can
He-
always heal in a group.
That's right. She says,
Buddy
I
system.
will be heading south for now. But I
Why?
feel like our paths may cross yet again.
Sure. What's bringing you south, Ula?
I wasn't really prepared to stay here. And I feel like this whole thing made me realize that maybe I'm not cut out for this life here on the Borderlands.
Fair enough. Perhaps we could at least celebrate our reunion tonight in the keep. Ale on me.
That we can. And she gives one last look at this crystal, this ominous crystal pulsating. And she says, but I hope that nothing ever comes of this.
That makes
And then-
two of us. Or probably four of us, or all of us.
And I think all of you, probably Hieronymus too, nods in agreement. And at that point, the last part of this scene would just be all of you looking in wonder at what this crystal could be. All right, so now we cut 3 years later. To be specific, it's actually 2 years and like 11 months later. So it's just before 3 years.
How many hours?
That I haven't calculated yet. Any word from Chris, by the way, if he can come on?
He
Power
has
back?
not responded. He
Okay.
just said power went out.
Okay.
If you want me to join as a video. Or,
Yeah, one of you can. Yeah, I'm going to just cut us to our wait screen for a second. and we can get in here for a sec. Okay. Hold on.
We'll be back on in a few.
Oh, good.
Oh, back
Back
on.
on.
Excellent.
He's coming back.
Yep, power's back on. He's just logging in.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Everything's just booting internet, booting everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But while he's there and we get that, I'm going to switch over to our wait screen just for a second, okay? Everybody will be right back.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Gather round. Let me tell you the story of how Mohag defeated Corvus the Bloodied, the terror of chaos himself. As you look around the room, you see there's just people gathered around the grease goat. Mohag sitting there, sporting a new hairdo, full mullet. He is sitting there, and he has just got everybody's attention. He throws his hands out as he's swinging his axe, pretending to swing an axe, and he says, "The night was darker than the abyss itself, the air thick with the scent of blood and fear. Our group, the Charcoalition, had been battling Corvus what seemed like an eternity. But it was I who saw the moment of weakness, the split second where the beast faltered. I swung my axe through the air, and as he does this, he does it like for a dramatic effect, his own axe. And he says, my eyes widened. I saw the beast rise up, a roar that shook the foundations of the earth. And I leaped from the shadows, my axe shining like a beacon of hope. And there it was, my axe, in the abomination. He stood no chance. And everybody around is like clapping. Woo, yeah. And he says, another round. And everybody's bringing drinks to him. And this is where you walk in, Sasori and Barrack. Hieronymus, you're not here yet, but Sasori and Barrack, you come back. This is, again, 3 years later, so you've just given off a sermon or a mass, and Sasori was ending duty. So the two of you are going to get dinner at the Grease Goat.
Catch me up real quick what I missed when I was out with the power. What happened?
Nothing. No, just kidding. You saw the crystal. Did you get the description of the crystal?
I remember white light, and then
We
Yeah,
talked
how
about
many-
what the crystal could be. We'd say maybe that's
How
some sort
fitting.
of a beacon, a pulsation, a message even. But we don't know
How
what.
many hit
And
points do you have, Chris?
I have 82 hit points.
No, not anymore.
Shit.
No, just kidding. No, that was it. We looked and saw what the group looked and saw what they could from the crystal, concluded that they're not sure on its true purpose, but that this requires vigilance and maybe even constant checking in on. And then 3 years elapsed, and we're here in the Greased Goat, Mohag recanting a tale of how he killed Corvus the Bloodied. And Barrack and Sasori, you come in right at the end of this.
Excellent.
Ah, my
Well done,
companions. My companions, come here. Look at all the rounds that the people have bought us.
Indeed. So sorry. I hand him an ale and tip one back myself. My friends, I turn to the bar. Mohag tells it how it is. He was there, the bravest of them all. And then I put an arm around his shoulder and lead him away from the front of the crowd.
Oh, before you take him away, I walk
Oh,
up and
please.
I grab his now mullet and I go,
Mhm.
but back then he was so handsome without all of this hair. Are you sure you don't want to just cut it off again? You looked dashing back then. Live that former glory. No? Come
He
on.
says, you
I'll do
know-
it right now. And I take
turn
out
to
a
the
dagger.
crowd?
I take
No,
out a dagger.
no.
Let's make you
no.
handsome like you once were.
Come
You
on,
know-
everybody! Don't you want to see him get a haircut?
The same way you were. Picture it. Just like you were when you were doing all of that stuff that definitely happened.
Let's do the applause-o-meter. Everybody, get in
You
here.
had short hair. I can
There we go.
see it now.
He goes, no. You know, it's funny. For the longest time, I thought that the bun was the way to go, but after a while, there was that little halfling. I know you don't remember him much, but his name was Karg, and I feel like he kept saying it over and over again how ugly it looked. And you know, sometimes when people say it enough, it just sticks. I don't know what I was thinking, but this looks way better.
I kind of dig it.
You're not there just yet, so.
Oh, whatever.
You're not
He
there
looks like
just
Wayne Gretzky.
Fair enough. Although I will say, Sasori, you do notice, and I guess Barrack too. I don't know why I pointed out Sasori. There are some newcomers to the keep. There's been an influx over the last few months. In fact, just to summarize it very quickly, things haven't been so well at the Keep since the event. A lot of people in the south, especially people, the closer city was Karnov, they don't really want to come here because it is now seen as a very dangerous place after the Chaos Aurora and all the events that happened with the caves. People have left the Keep, and that rumors have spread. So even though the Keep is now safe and you are their protectors, people just hadn't wanted to come here in the last 2 years or so. But things have changed because Alexandra Farrick, who is the Castellan, has retired. She has stepped down from her position, and she left about 4 months ago. In the meantime, shortly after that, the new Castellan arrived. And he did meet the three of you. He met you briefly, just almost like a handshake and a hello, but had a lot of good things to say about you. You remember back to this conversation where you met him first. The man's name is Alaric Voss. It's Alaric, for those writing things down. Voss. And he's a man who is about middle-aged, maybe like 40 years old or so. He's very put together. Has always clean-shaven. You'll never see him with any sort of 5 o'clock shadow. He's always got perfectly coiffed hair. But he's not someone who's full of himself. In fact, quite the opposite. He's been with the people, talking with the people of the Keep. You see him out and about constantly. Even though Alexandra was a noble woman, you never really saw her with the people. She was always kind of in the Keep itself. He's been out and about, even in the Outer Bailey, constantly trying to get to know people. He, and like I said, he's come to your services quite a few times, Barrick. But other than that, you hadn't had too many more than just surface level conversations with him. But he has thanked each and every one of the three of you for your service to the Keep. But one of his big goals and his motivations that he's told everybody is that he wants to try to get people back to the Keep. He wants to get this place to be a haven, a place where business can bustle, and where this land, the lands of the Borderlands, can be developed. That's his goal. And so he is going to do that. Now, he's mostly a politician, although he did serve a few years as a soldier of the realm, but most of his professional career has been in politics. And so he is here at his own request to try to have a place that he can run and show his leadership. And so some changes have happened. He's tried his best to get people in, and there's been a slight influx of new people. And one of them is a woman you've seen now. Maybe she's been here for like a few days. You've seen her in the Greased Goat. She's been here day in and day out. She must be living here. She must be staying at the inn. But she's here again, maybe like the 4th day in a row. And one of the things that strikes you is her beauty. She's dark-haired, kind of tanned, olive skin, Mediterranean look, I would guess. And she is just sitting alone every night, every day for meals. And she's there again in the corner by herself.
Does she constantly have like a drink in front of her?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll stride over after noticing her and say, whoa, what, I haven't caught your name yet, and I like to get to know everyone in the Keep. What is your name, and what brings you here?
She introduces herself. She says, "My name is Mara, and I know who you are. You're Barrick Helios, aren't you?"
Indeed I am. It's nice to meet you, Mara.
Aren't you friends with Hieronymus Bosch?
I am lucky to be indeed, yes.
Do you think it's possible that you could arrange a meeting for me and Hieronymus?
Absolutely.
No.
I'll speak to him and see if he is available. I do know that his tower hours do fill up pretty quickly.
I know. I've sort of inquired about them to the the I don't know what they're called, the guards, the Bailey guards.
Yes.
I'm new to
Bucksmen.
all this, by the way. I'm from the South. I've always lived in cities, and I've never been somewhere where there's so much land. It's quite overwhelming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd be happy to show you around tomorrow, and if you want to come by the Temple of Chai and Hyperius, anytime you're welcome to. We have a brunch this upcoming weekend. We'd love to have you.
Bingo.
It's a potluck, so if you could bring something, that would be great.
She says, "Oh, I will. I'm staying here at the Greased Goat for now. Perhaps we can arrange a meeting for tonight, tomorrow."
The sooner the better. But I will. Why don't I have someone come let you know, because I do have to check with Hieronymus first.
I
I
would love
imagine
that.
he'll want to do it sooner rather than later.
I'm a big fan, she says. I would love that.
Yeah, so who isn't? You know. Great.
Excellent.
I'll buy her another round and.
Oh no,
and
please.
tip
She
my cap.
refuses. No, she refuses. She says, "No, I couldn't.
Okay.
I couldn't."
Well, then I'll just leave the. Never mind. That seems. Yeah. I said,
Yeah.
well, then have it your way, and I'll walk out.
Okay. So sorry, you see Barrett come back to the fold, and he's. I mean, I don't know. Mohag goes, struck out again, huh?
You know, Mohag, not all of us have your swagger or style.
Yeah.
Why don't you give it a shot?
He's like, already did 3 times today.
Some people don't have the luck, and some people don't know when to give up, eh?
Yep. Luckily, I don't know either.
You know. All right.
You can only lose if you stop trying, right, Mohag?
She's just playing hard to get. That's all.
If only you were just clean-shaven head again. I think the short hair, it hasn't worked with long hair. Let's try short hair.
He says, "So what are we going to do? Are we going to, this week, we want to go out?" And he's swinging his axe hand about as if he's like a batter swinging a bat. Do you want to, I don't know, we're going to head over to the caves, check on the crystal again? It's been a few months, right?
We're doing it every few months. We're loose like that.
Well, you weren't at first.
Ah. Are you saying we've gotten lackadaisical in our duties?
I mean, I'm just saying, the 3 of us haven't checked in on it in a while.
No, you're
Maybe-
absolutely right, Mohag.
Maybe you haven't, but I think I was there, I don't know, like 6 days ago.
I don't know. That seems crazy.
Karg, I think that was that other cave we cleared out.
So
Oh,
sorry.
geez, Karg. Sorry, I still do that sometimes. So sorry.
They look so much alike.
I do not know this Karg person everyone is talking about, but he
Honestly,
seems like a
you didn't-
nice guy.
Earl Butts walks into the goat, and everybody, waves to him. Earl, And he goes, "Hey, everybody, couple announcements. Everybody quiet down, settle down. And he takes out a scroll that was, it looks like some sort of official decree. And he says, "Everyone here is invited to the Festival of Remembrance. We're going to be honoring those who saved the keep nearly 3 years ago." And he looks at the 4 of you, I guess, or 3 of you, I guess, Mohag, Sasori, and Barrack. And he says, "And where's Hieronymus?
He says that?
Where is he?"
Not sure. Said he was
Yeah.
gonna go barbecue.
Okay. Well, see me outside in just a few minutes, okay, after I'm done here. He says, "I need to talk to you guys." And he says, "And obviously, you're the ones being honored. You'll also be happy to know," and he continues to read, "that guests will include the Charcoalition as well as Skeggy. son of Scorn.
He's coming back? That's
Yep.
excellent. Way to go, Buttes.
This is all on request of the Castellan. The Castellan has been making an effort to bring together all those who saved the keep and honor you in a small festival of remembrance. It will be tasteful, tactful, and there will be alcohol served.
Commander, you are a kind man as always.
And because of this, Sasori, you've been given the week off.
Ooh.
I will still be there tomorrow morning. Do not worry.
I knew you would. Good soldier. Pats you on the back. All right. A few minutes. Meet me out in the front. All right. Finish up things. I have to chat with you.
See you soon.
Okay. Hieronymus, what are you doing in your tower on this normal Tuesday evening?
Staring angrily at the wall.
You're looking over the tomes of books that have been left for you in Dakar. And over the last 3 years or so, you've read nearly every single word of every book, copied as many spell scrolls as you possibly can. But one book feels like it's missing. There was Dacario left a note about that one book that talked about, the Raven, sorry, not the Raven. Yeah, the Raven's Nest, the area that you haven't been able to figure out the spell to do that grand illusion. That's really been perplexing you. You can't find anything about that here in the old Wizard's Tower.
Been looking for this damn clue. If only I had a dog and some meddling kids to help me.
Well, maybe there's a dog and some meddling kids to come to you right now, because Sasori and Barrick, the two of you, and Earl show up at the door.
Oh! I will teleport them in.
You
Because this door has like a teleporter, right? Is that? if I
It can
remember
now
right?
if you wanted to.
Yes.
Yes.
So like it teleports them in from the outside, so they have to
Yeah,
go like in.
You hear your standard message that come out, like the magic mouth message, where it's like, "Who goes before Dacario the Wise?" The old saying that's still there. As soon as you hear it, boop, they teleport.
But before I run like behind the curtains, and I when they're there and they're in the room, like I'll use minor illusion and like have like a fireball like explode, and then step through the curtains. And Hyro is wearing his new robe that he had commissioned. It's like split down the middle, like half dark gray and half light gray, and there's a rising sun motif on his chest, and the robe's emblazoned with yellow and orange and red flames all around the trim, and he keeps an illusion of a rising flaming sun over his head, and as he walks out he sees Barrick and he pops one on Barrick's head too.
Nice.
I wink.
Earl says that still won't get. I won't get used to that. Won't get used to that. Look,
How can I help?
Commander Hieronymus, great entrance like always. It's much better than last week. The fire is feeling warmer now. Every
It
week
doesn't matter that
gets
they've all
better.
seen it. He does it every time.
The performance it is getting better. I promise.
Thanks. Yes, I worked on it.
Agreed,
look.
friend.
I just want to get on my way. All right, I got to get home. I got a lot of stuff to do, so I don't want to have to drag this out too long here. All right. The Castellan requests your presence.
Okay, tell her to come. My,
No, no.
my tower is always him. Tell him to come. My tower is always open.
No. You see, the Castellan wants to have a long conversation with all of you. Wants it to happen before the festival. Your friend Skeggy is coming in tomorrow, or supposed to be coming in tomorrow. So when he arrives, the four of you are going to meet. Sorry, 5 of you, Mohag as well. Mohag stayed at the goat, though.
Oh, I thought this was Mohag talking. Wait, who's talking right now?
Buttes.
This is
Buttes.
Buttes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mohag stayed at the goat, but the 3 of you that are in the tower now, he's explaining this. When your friend Skeggy gets in tomorrow, it's top priority to get all of you together and have dinner with the Castellan.
All right.
Will there be roasted meat?
Probably.
Probably. I'll bring my own, just in case.
Any word on Eric?
No. I look at Hyro and so sorry.
I definitely have not seen him at all.
We haven't seen him
Not
in like 3
even
years,
once.
right?
Yeah.
No. I don't see him never once? No? Sorry.
So sorry,
no.
you're sounding extremely guilty. Have you seen him?
Sounds like you killed him and dumped him in the river.
We found him in a river. I didn't put him in a river.
That's true.
I
You found
I
him in a
found
river.
As a
him in a
matter
river.
of fact, you did.
He says, well, look,
I just give Sasori a raised eyebrow.
he wanted to know if any of you knew how to contact him because he couldn't find a way to contact Eric. We couldn't figure out how to find Eric, but we found Skeggy and
Does
Ula
the keep have an orphenage?
in orphanage. No.
I
And
know
Ula,
Eric loves
we couldn't
to
find
rescue,
either.
rescue children. This is
Wrong campaign.
Wrong
That's
game.
not creepy at all.
Oh, come on, no. This is he stuck by the two
Yeah.
brothers all at the end of last campaign.
Yes.
I
But-
think the easy way to get him is to I'm just gonna close my eyes and walk in circles and hope no one puts a rake under my foot that will then smack into my face, right?
He
Give
says, I
him
don't know what
some,
you're talking about, but
What's wrong with you?
tomorrow
him
night, if
easy
all
pranks
goes
to do.
according to plan, your friend Skeggy's coming in and he wants to have dinner with all 5 of you. All right? And if any of you hear from Eric, that would be good to pass that information along.
What's like the average charisma of our party?
Pretty high.
Did we ever
Yeah.
figure that out?
It's
Just
pretty
how
high.
charismatic we are not.
No,
I mean,
You're not.
Yeah,
Probably
you're
don't
not.
play it like the 16 that I have.
Oh, you're 6.
My
not
problem is my
paladin.
intelligence is so low, even my charisma is pretty high. It makes it kind of hard to.
you're lovable, but dumb.
Say you're a lovable loser.
A lovable idiot. Yeah, I'm going for it.
And Mohag's charisma's through the roof. So
Wow.
anyway, he says, all right, now how do I get out of this tower? Poof, he goes. He's away.
Zap him right out. He was very
Oh.
unimpressed with my flame.
He just doesn't show it, friend.
He's got to
He
go
was
give
blown
a.
away.
He had to go give a how to be a good parent seminar. So he's off.
Wait, he's attending or hosting?
Hosting. He's giving a seminar on how to raise a.
I mean,
Good kid.
Adina has not been kidnapped in like 3 years, so he's doing
That
things
we
pretty
know
well.
of.
Right? That was Adina, right? I think that's
Adina.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
Nice
Pulling
deep
names
cut
out
there.
of the ether.
It's a deep cut. So the 3 of you are together. You may discuss.
All right, so what's going on? I was here while you guys went to the bar for some reason.
It's just Mohag doing his terrible storytelling again, but there is a lady in the bar by the name of Mara who would like to meet you. I told her, come to your tower hours, but she wants something
Tell her I'm
special.
busy.
Literally, that's exactly what I said. But she seemed pretty insistent and said she was a big fan. And I will say hi, Ronimus. She's not too bad on the eyes.
She comes.
She's gonna hate me anyway.
She comes from the city. She might have spells to share. You know those city
Whoa.
folk.
Send her right in. I like that.
Right, she said tonight would be a good meeting time. Well
Is she
said,
coming
Sasori.
here? This is the only place I meet. people.
Yes, she'll meet you here.
Oh, good. Excellent then.
Okay, so this time, remember, when you come out from behind the curtain.
Should I add more smoke?
No, just count to 3. It's a suspense. We need more time.
Oh, all right.
Maybe save
Okay.
some of the voice for when they arrive inside. The voice could be a little imposing once you're inside.
What if I added a dragon?
Not bad.
Do you have any flash powder?
Yeah. I'll just throw a bunch in the air.
Yeah, put some scent
Yes.
into it. Yeah, hit all of the senses, the smell, the feel that we.
Yeah.
Pepper spray. I have pepper spray.
So while this
I turn
conversation,
to Sasori and say, so where's Eric?
and that's a great segue. Eric Lavernus, you wake up. You are right now inside the store of the apothecary of the keep. Man named Darius. Darius is someone that is a newcomer to the keep. In fact, he came here within the last month, and he arrived. His caravan was arriving when you were arriving. So you stowed away on his caravan. You met him. He met you. He found you, I should say. You thought maybe you could sneak in, get to Gertrude's, but you weren't sure about how safe the keep would be for you upon returning. So you've wanted to wait, and you've been in hiding for the last few weeks. He's given you a place to stay, and he seems to be an honest guy, pretty good man. He's kept you a secret, and he's let you stay in his back room. Now, Darius is an interesting fellow. He smells like roses or flowers. He always wears a perfume, constantly, always. You'll never see him without him smelling good. You'll never meet him without him smelling good. He does have an unfortunate neck beard, though. One of those like beards that just goes straight down and connects underneath, but there's no facial hair anywhere else. A little unfortunate, but you wake up and it's the middle of the night, or at least it's nighttime. At least you can't really tell what time it is, and Darius is sleeping as well in the other room. Typically on these nights, you've been going about trying to see your friends, check in on them. You haven't been sure that you can trust the other people in the keep. You've been going around with another appearance. It doesn't look like the typical Eric Lavernus that people have known.
Yes.
So what do you want to do on a night like tonight, a nice Tuesday night?
It seems like a good time as any to keep up much the same. I want to use a disguise self and put on a totally nondescript, non-Eric Lavernus appearance, visage, and go poke around the keep, see what's new and exciting.
Sure. You head out into the streets, hood up, appearance changed, and Darius knows that you come and go. You've been paying him a little whatever you can to be here, and you go out and you walk amongst the street. You see the greased goat and Mohag finally being like carted off after a heavy night's drinking. And as the goat's being locked up, you can see Hieronymus and Barrick and Sasori. Are three of you going to this meeting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see your friends being taken to the side entrance, which goes up towards the apartments where Caldo and others have stayed. You go up, they go up the stairs, and they're going to the apartments of the Greased Goat.
Yeah, seeing all three of them together, I'd like to try and follow if I can.
Sure. Give me a stealth check real quick. And everybody, what's your passive perceptions?
13.
10.
Oh boy.
12.
What'd you roll? We don't have the roll 20 up.
Give me 1 second. It's a 13. Exactly a 13.
Okay. No pass without trace, your trademark?
You know what? That feels like the right call. If I'm trying to be this, I'm in disguise. It doesn't matter. I'm just a random dude walking the street. What does it matter?
Okay, that's fine. Barrick, as you're
Fancy.
approaching the apartments with Hieronymus and Sasori, you see a stranger, just kind of hooded stranger walking beyond the road.
I just had my hand rested on my battle axe. Battle axe. My goodness
Your hammer.
gracious, warhammer.
Mhm.
There's people that wander around at night.
Sure. It's also not
I suppose the
terribly
good
late.
in people. Maybe they're trying to find their lost cat or something.
Fair enough. Now, just to set the scene up, the priest of the community is bringing the wizard of the community to a random woman's apartment after closing of the bar. So, accompanied by a guard. So what's happening here? Tell me. You tell me.
Perfectly normal.
It seems legitimate.
A regular night in the keep.
Yeah.
What do we call that? Tuesday.
It's
Anyway,
super
Looks like we've
suspicious.
done this before.
the door opens and
Yeah, how'd
the
it go
woman,
last time?
the woman Mara, is there, and she looks at Hieronymus, and it's dark in her apartment. There's just one candle lit at like a kitchen table, and she says, "You must be Hieronymus."
I will be like, of course I am. I'll cast a light to brighten the whole room.
Oh, as you do, you recognize, not recognize, you realize that she's not alone. Inside her apartment are little tiny beds. She has many children, like 7 or 8 children in here. And she says, "Where's my money? You murdered my husband."
Oh, I thought there would be baby gnomes for a second.
How dare you send a letter saying that you're going to repay us for his death and then send not a cent?
Zeb's kids?
That's right, my husband Zeb.
I thought
How
I
old's the
did
youngest
send
kid?
money.
Zeb, I guess they're all at least 4 years old. They vary from like 4 to 14.
I did. Who did I send money with? I could have sworn I sent money.
It didn't make it.
No, you pretended to send money. If you want to talk about
No.
what happened,
Did I really?
yeah, you very much were like, "I'm not sending them anything."
Oh, I don't believe that.
Plus, you're you.
Her
I
like,
was genuine about those kids.
You
Her,
haven't
like,
found the
calm-
light yet.
But you
Her-
also owe them like coppers, like 1 copper a day or something.
her
so-
calm,
Wow.
like practical demeanor that you saw in the bar, and her, almost her, I guess her seduction, right? Like, is gone. She's just angry. She grabs you by the robes and she lifts you up in the air and she's like, "How dare you tell me you killed my husband and then don't send anything to our kids? Look at all these children." The kids are like crying. They're waking up.
I'm gonna speak to her like Lord of the Rings kind of when what's her name, that female elf talks to everyone when she wants to like get what she wants. Everything gets all shadowy
Galadriel.
and crazy.
You're talking
and
about
right-
Galadriel?
Oh yeah,
Like,
from
her
Lord
eyes-
of the Rings.
I'm
yeah.
gonna like set the illusion off like that. Be like, "You will sit," and I'll be like, "Or." Let's see what happens.
Give me an intimidation check.
Oh.
You can
Oh,
do it
shit.
with advantage.
All right. Here. A 16.
Nice. Yeah, that'll
And,
succeed. She'll drop you and she'll look
Ooh,
back
and
in fear.
A natural 20. Look at that.
Oh, even better. She'll drop you to the floor and cower in fear as she takes like 3 or 4 steps back.
And I'll point to each of the kids in turn. All of you. And then I'll let the thing dissipate. The effect. Be like, "I am Hieronymus the Great. He who is glorious. All that is splendor." And I'll reach into my bag and pull out or my pouch and pull out a pouch of coin and
Well-
like hand it to her. Be like, "You should have gotten this years ago. I sent this. Here is more," and I hand it right to her. Back pay.
The coins hit the floor, and the bag kind of opens up, revealing what's inside. Is it how much you said?
50 gold worth.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
She'll look over it, grab it,
I like it.
quickly count through some of it, and she says, "It's a start."
That's a pretty good start.
Ooh.
She says, "Well,
I say, Mara, your dishonesty in acquiring this meeting and the fact that you brought all of your children, all 7 or 8 of them, up to the very dangerous keep on the Borderlands. I think this is a fair compensation for my dear friend Hieronymus, and I feel taken advantage of in setting this up for you.
Like,
She
what was
says-
Zeb's pay? Like a copper a day, right?
Yeah.
yeah."
Yeah, it was like nothing. And let's be honest, he was a useless idiot.
But apparently he's
left
got a smoke show wife.
I think
He
it's
left
sword, not in
his
front of the
family.
kids.
She she's very beautiful.
So
He
for 2
left his
years
whole-
pay every day, that's about 5 gold. Right?
Yeah.
So I just
What?
gave her 10 times
7.
the amount of gold for 2 years pay.
What kind of wife lets his husband leave and all their kids alone to go and do nothing? Can't even spell his name.
She says he wasn't the brightest, but he was my Zeb.
He was my Zeb too.
No, he was my Zeb.
I'll give her a hug.
She'll break down in tears as you do this.
Good.
I
Wow,
look
did
at
you get,
Sasori
did you
and
get more
seeing if he
charisma points?
is as jaw-dropped as me watching Hieronymus hug her.
So I'm saying, like, did he get more charisma points in the 3 years? Like,
As she's looking back, I look back at you guys. You're like,
I guess living alone has been good for him. He finally got the solitude he desired to get a personality.
No,
I'd-
he's
I'd
still
say-
lonesome.
it's the coming to God moment. He did find religion at the end of the previous campaign.
Yeah.
So at this point, she'll take the gold, and she reluctantly, but does. Thank you for this. It will help her quite a bit. She plans to start a new life here. After Zeb, she heard it was dangerous up here. The word on the street now is that with the new Castellan, maybe this is a safe place to be. So she was one of the newcomers.
Can you fight?
Oh, no.
Oh,
What's
hire
her oldest child?
What about the oldest boy?
We'll say,
We all had
yeah.
the same thought.
Yes.
We'll say 14, and she's like, he's not going anywhere with you.
I was gonna give him a short sword and like some leather armor just for their journey back.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
not going
That's like
anywhere with you.
8 more hit points that you won't have to take in damage.
She says, little Jeb isn't going anywhere with you. Neither is
I'll pay him 3 copper a day.
Ned or Ted or
Can you please spell all their names
Fred?
for me?
So anyway, and she says, wait, who's that down there? And she sees the hidden Eric Lavernus, who is kind of listening in on this conversation by the stairs.
Am I still disguised? I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the fact that you're eavesdropping is going to get
Sure,
my
you know.
attention.
Who
Drop
doesn't
some
eavesdrop
eaves
now and
down
then?
there.
Come on.
So sorry, what do you say?
Nothing actually. I just I'd like to go into stealth and try to maybe pop out the window and go downstairs and see if I can
I'm giving each of the kids treats out of my bag.
surround this person. So I just want to
Biscuits and
disappear.
cookies.
Yeah, seeing Sasori try to be stealthy, I'll try to draw attention, and I turn and say, "Thanks for pointing that out, Mara." And then say, "Hello, friend. Could I help you with something? Is your cat lost?"
Does that give me advantage on the stealth check because he's talking to him?
No need. It's gonna be fine.
Okay.
You're gonna surprise him.
I'll wave up the stairs and say, "Hail, Hyperius. Yeah, I was looking for a lost cat, so to speak."
Big smile spreads across my face when he says, "Hail, Hyperius." I say, are you from around here, friend?" As I take a few steps down the stairs toward him.
I'm a traveler near and far. I lived here a while back, but just recently came back into town.
Ah,
I'll start making my way up the stairs, and as I get near the top, I'll drop the disguise and reveal Eric Lavernus in the familiar form.
I spread my arms. Prison buddy!
No, come in for a big hug.
Sasori, you get around the side, you get to the stairs now, and you see he's assaulting Barrack. He's grabbing him with his full might.
I love this. I run up and I'm going to do a shoulder tackle.
You get tackled out of Barrack's arms to the floor. Sasori's pinned you.
Got a dagger to your neck.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And you realize in the light, it's
You're
Eric.
alive?
It is you! There you are. I've missed you, friend.
You look much better than the last time I saw you.
Everyone keeps saying that. I do not understand. I feel like I look the same. but I did get a little bit stronger.
Largely the same, but I think you lost a couple stone weight.
I don't understand
You've been
British.
saving that for over a year.
I don't understand British weigh measurements. Even kilograms are difficult for me. Stone? I don't understand. Sometimes you have a small stone, sometimes you have a big stone. I don't understand the British.
And Mara says, "All right, well, I have kids to get to bed. Good night." She
Feel
slams
free
the door.
to come to my tower whenever you want.
Slams the door.
Oh, I tried.
Talking about hard to get.
She just wanted her money. Anyway,
This
The
money?
reunion.
I hold up the bag that I stole when I was stealth.
You took her gold.
no, did you really?
No, we're supposed to. I open the door and I give
That
it
you'd
back
have to
and I say,
roll for if you're gonna try to take it from her hands.
You need to be more careful, and I give it back. The bag.
She is like gonna hold on to that. Anyway,
I
Eric is here,
immediately
so
asked Eric what he's been up to.
yeah. Do you want to head back to the church or your home? Somebody's home?
Somebody's home. Not Darius's, but somebody's home.
Church sound good?
Yeah, where are we all living now? That would be great.
Well,
I'm in
for
the barracks.
yep,
I've taken over Bleegram's quarters, perhaps.
yep,
The church should have like a meeting room, right?
yeah.
Let's go there.
Yeah. Let's head on over. It's,
You head to the church, and the conversation flows just like you picked up from where you left off. Eric is talking about some of the things he's got into. Nothing too heavy at this point, but just light banter back and forth. Happy to see each other. And then finally, you get to the church. You take out your keys. You open up the chapel doors, and you realize something. The doors are unlocked.
Oh, God.
All over
Caldo?
again?
Did he leave him unlocked again?
Caldo's not here.
Oh, never mind.
Caldo never
my
came
new
back.
apprentice.
Caldo never came back.
Oh. All right, noted. All right. Hand on my warhammer. I say, I didn't leave it unlocked, friends.
Oh.
We step inside.
I
You
draw a
open the
weapon and
doors,
step inside.
And only
Stealthily.
moonlight kind of shines in at this point. But you see a figure sitting in one of the pews. Skeggy, you stand up. You see your friends.
I'm getting ready to throw a fireball.
You got in a day
I was like, I
earlier.
don't remember the ghost
That's
money, huh?
That's not much of a lock you got there, Barrick.
Not for the likes of you, you old rascal. Bring it in, you friend.
Oh, God. All right.
Ah,
Fine.
very
I'll
close.
reluctantly do a hug. Not a hugger.
You do the one arm, and I'm doing like the two.
Yeah.
on.
Hyro will go hug him as well.
Oh, my goodness.
It's good to see you.
I'll pat him on the top of his low head. I understand they're having a bit of a to-do for us.
Indeed, we just heard about it this afternoon.
Well, that's a surprise, since they notified me about it quite some time ago, just so I could be here, and they've not mentioned it to you until today. That seems a bit odd.
Yep.
It is D&D. So,
People hanging posters in the keep have gotten really lazy since I left, apparently. This is crazy.
It's all right. I was actually.
Why is
To
it odd?
recruit
They
some
love
people.
us.
apparently they don't like keeping you informed.
Well, politics as usual.
They might have
How was
told
the
me.
trip?
I just don't remember.
Long, dry, bouncy.
All right. Well, glad you made it, friend.
Same as last time.
You're looking stronger than ever.
Yeah, actually, he's looking pretty good. He looks great for how old are you again, Skeggy?
He's like 350, 400, something like
Right. Yeah, in his
Pretty
late
max for-
350s. You don't look a day past 349, though.
that.
But all joking aside, actually, Skeggy looks rather youthful. than last you saw him.
So, and he had lingering, like, emaciated type, from having been racked by the Scarlet Plague, which is what robbed him of his strength originally. So does that appear to have recovered somewhat?
Fully.
Fully?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's looking real good.
He feels better than he's felt in at least 100 years.
Never too late to get on the right diet, exercise.
So, something's going right for me, at least.
Well, excellent. We've got the crew back. What do you guys want to do?
What have I missed?
I don't know.
I've taken over for Father Bleegram. Celebrate both Chai and Hyperius at this temple.
Oh. Okay.
Chiperius.
So is Barrick still wearing the same sort of vestments that I would expect, or have there been any changes with his new role?
No, I think, not going to wear armor perhaps around the keep as much, but still very paladin-esque.
Okay. And just Hyperius symbols or other symbols as well?
I really, the Chai is in honor of Father Bleegram, and
Okay,
what was here before.
What was Chai's symbol?
Chai
Wheat.
is seasons and harvests.
But the symbol was a grain of, or like a piece of wheat. What do they call that? Just a
bushel?
I'll modify the glowing sun over Barrick's head so that the rays of sun look like wheat stalks.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what
I
it is. A
say
stalk
the
of wheat.
congregation loves this. They go wild for Hyro's.
If only Hyro came to
illusions.
every service.
Oh yeah.
I'm busy. What?
Sundays are for football. Am I right?
He tries.
Now the question here remains: is Eric? Eric, you just presented yourself tonight. You've been here for a while.
Yeah, I mean, bopping around doing things.
It's as vague as you could possibly be.
When I left the keep,
say something.
when I left the keep, things were touch and go, and my tiefling heritage revealed, and Father Bleegram wasn't too keen on that. You never know, So I had to make sure things were a-okay, and still like to keep it on the DL,
I think if Bleegram got to know you before, he was bludgeoned to death brutally, he would have liked you.
One can only hope, but I'm just glad the new clergy is more accepting.
Absolutely.
Did we ever just definitively ascertain who killed Bleegram?
Yes, it was
One of Xander's bald jerks.
Goons.
the name of the goon is escaping me off the top of my head, but I have it somewhere.
Right,
Yes,
fine.
one of the-
New
Okay.
acolyte goons, yeah.
purposely made it look like it was Xander that did it, actually. But then everybody extrapolated that it could be Barrick because of the bludgeoning nature.
Mm.
Hyro still thinks it kind of was Barrick,
Respects him more for
Okay.
it, right?
which is why he kind of respects him.
Real Macbeth move to kill the old priest to take his role.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, no, that would be horrible.
Well, I'm sure you'll have more time to chat as the next few days before the Festival of Remembrance happens. So at this point, maybe it's best that everybody gets some shut-eye. It's late, and Mohag will want to see you all in the morning, I'm sure.
Oh boy.
Ah, Mohag.
Mm.
There's the name I miss. That's sweet, sweet hair.
Yep.
As
Just
we're
you
all,
wait.
as we're all walking out, I'd like to say to Eric, what happened to Scory? He looks different.
Except he's skanky.
Well, I don't know that. Think about the timeline.
They probably filled you
that's
in.
good.
They probably filled you in on who Skeggy is.
At some point in the last 3 years,
Yeah.
in Mohag's Tales, that would have come up.
Yeah, but
I
I,
gotta
don't believe a word Mohawk
Honestly,
says.
says story. I don't know if I know any better than you do.
You want
I'm
more?
out of the game.
That's
Yeah.
sounds good. I don't understand. Why do you think people be afraid if you're a tiefling? People don't care if you eat meat or not.
You know, I don't think that's my diet they're concerned with, but I appreciate where your heart's at.
Ah, I'll always accept you, even if you are vegan.
I do CrossFit also.
Now I hate you.
That's only fair.
It's over tractor tires. Nice.
The sun has many rays, dear Eric. They're all different. They hit with different amounts of heat. We preach tolerance here at the Church
That's-
of Chiperius.
That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'll tell Eric that. Hey, you can stay in my tower.
Oh, I've got a place I can stay until the morning. What time and where do we have to meet Mohag at?
He'll probably be at the Greasy Goat. He hits the sauce pretty early.
He's not hard to find.
No,
Hey, you know,
he's
the
got
worship of
permanent.
Hyperion starts at dawn, so
He's got permanent residence there. So, all right. So the rest of you go your own way. You go to sleep. The morning comes. You get up and get together. You celebrate. You get to chat, reconnect. But again, dinner is with the Castellan. So we're gonna go to that unless there's anything anybody needs to do or would feel like they need to do before that meeting. You can, but otherwise we can go there.
I ask if any of them will help me hang up flyers for a few hours around the keep.
nothing would make me happier
For the
than
upcoming
hanging up
festival.
flyers with you for the old place.
You are so quick with those flyers. Already
There's
got them
nothing
made.
I would rather do.
He
Yeah,
has an
really.
entire committee of scribes
Yep.
at the temple up all night pinning these flyers.
Dang right.
Nah,
Yeah.
we don't think
But
we have
that's
a
it for me.
Gutenberg.
The whole
Hyro
clergy.
will sneak over
good.
and like leave a bag full of like sugar skulls in front of the door for Zep's kids.
Sugar skulls. Now, what is that?
Sugar-shaped, skull-shaped sugar candies.
You know,
Okay.
for like Dia de los Muertos had really cool decorated skulls.
Yeah, he painted them, but his painting is so terrible. It's just a bunch of blobby mess. But whatever, he thinks they're pretty.
Okay, so Zeb's family has some treats to wake up to. Very nice.
Yeah.
Um,
By the time that they get up to some, we'll have melted them down to like distorted, crazy
Be
things.
covered in ants.
Yes.
gross.
It's like Christmas, but horrible.
Yes.
Like
Hieronymus
Christmas, I
will-
don't understand.
Hyro's always trying.
Hyra leaves treats. The rest of you print flyers. The clergy makes them up, and you hand them out. And by the time it's dinner time, the whole keep knows that there's a festival coming up. So, the dinner. You are brought in to meet the Castellan, Alaric Voss. As the sun is setting behind the keep's walls, you can see the large shadows that stretch out across the courtyard of the inner bailey. You don't go in here too often. Again, most of the civilians live within the outer bailey, but Sasori, you probably come in here more than others to train and do things like that. However, you still are an outer bailey guard, so you don't spend too much time in here either. But the air is filled with the sounds of guards preparing for their night's watch. You have been summoned here, so you're allowed to come walk right through. And as you enter the hall, you're reminded of Alexandra's touch to the office. You can see banners of the keep that hang proudly, the yellow and brown, that is the color of all the keep guard and things like that. The scent of freshly polished wood fills the air. All these things are trademarks of how Alexandra had left her office, and you remember all this. But the Castellan, the new Castellan, like I said, is a man who is middle-aged. He has perfectly neat hair, parted, clean-shaven. His skin actually looks a little reddened right now due to being blessed by Hyperius. He's always out in the sun, always out there. Always out there. He stands when you approach, and you can see that his servants have brought a feast for all of you, a fine dinner, roast meats, all the things that John wants, or Sasori wants. He gestures to you all to sit down, and as he does, he says, I really thought that I would be able to surprise all of you with your friend's return. But here you are, surprising me with another, and he points to Eric Lavernus. I just don't know how you do it. You work miracles, really, all of you. Thank you for coming. Please, have a seat.
I'll make the sun over Barrick's head a little bigger.
Have I ever met this? Did I meet this guy before I left the keep 3 years ago? Or is
You
he
have
kind of like
never
newish
met
guy?
him before. He's a newcomer to the keep, only here for about 3 or 4 months.
Oh wow.
And
Now, when I got the message
Mhm.
To come to this, was it from the old Castellan or the new?
from him, Alaric.
It was signed by Alaric Voss. Okay.
Yep, and actually he sent it to you, and the letter he sent you would have said that he hasn't yet gotten to the keep yet, but that he's planning on being there, and one of his first things is to have a feast of remembrance for you, and you'll be an honored guest. So he was like getting ready to leave when he wrote it. Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Mm.
So he says to all of
Wanted
you,
of us here.
Yep. He says to all of you, I am thrilled to have each and every one of you be a part of this festival. I feel like Alexandra, and, bless her heart, but she never wanted to celebrate the achievements of the keep. And I think that if we can show the people of the realm that the keep is a safe place, that they have heroes, that this is a safe place that they can start a new life, that will be the key to bringing more people in, to bringing more trade in, and therefore seeing this place thrive. I want this to transform our keep into a sanctuary. Can we all drink to that?
To lofty goals, indeed.
Salute.
Aye.
I'll take a sip. The keep does have a rich tradition of festivals, but it mostly centered around our deities. I like to break with tradition. This should be interesting.
I'm
You
so
should
happy.
Decorate the walls.
Did I repaint the walls?
You should decorate them with bas relief of the Charcoalition.
That's not
I
a
can
bad
help.
idea. Not a
can
bad
help.
idea. In fact, I thought it was always pronounced bas relief.
Well, bass boss, tomato, potato.
He says, well, we can think of more ideas soon, but this is going to be the key. And I hope that I'm not being too forward with this, but you are all adventurers, heroes, correct?
At one time.
Dabbled.
Would be
So sorry, it's like,
possible for...
mouthful of meat, just like barely talking.
Well, I think I'm just going to come out and say this, and we haven't even had our first course yet, but I just got to get this off my chest. He says, would you think...
Pyro looks at her chest.
It's a man, Alaric
It's a
Voss.
man.
But,
Oh.
yeah,
He's
Alaric
done that
Voss.
twice.
Well, whatever floats your boat,
He's looking... Well, I just feel like he was referring to, like, breasts. but
Alexandra.
Yeah. Yeah, Alexandra.
This is Alaric.
This is Alaric. He says, could I possibly not lose everybody on the stream?
Oh, no.
Who just dropped off?
Tim.
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 Tim? Yeah.
His power must have gone out.
What's funny is Tim has no storm where he's at. We have the storms where we're at. But Tim
Yeah, but
now
he has like
oh,
1920s
there
wiring.
he comes. Here he's back.
There he's back. That was quick.
Hey.
Good job, Tim.
Good
Thank you.
save, Tim.
It just
Very
wouldn't
nice.
have been
Kicked in.
classic Charcoalition without that.
Classic.
I think I'm just
Gotcha.
going to sign out. I just feel left out.
That's right?
Don't you dare.
Don't do it.
Don't you dare.
Don't do
This
it.
is why we do it live, everybody. We do it live. This is where we do it live. He goes,
Oh, that didn't work.
is it possible that I could convince you to go on one more adventure?
What's the
I don't-
adventure?
I don't want to speak for anyone else, but if it's for the good of the keep, I know that I would be happy to help. Before anybody, I would like to certainly know more about you, my friend.
Oh, what is there to
That
know?
can happen another time if we want.
I wear my heart on my sleeve.
It's better to keep it in your chest. I've learned that in adventuring. But
Sora's like,
It's just getting weird.
so where exactly? From a southern city, I hear. Where exactly are you from?
He'll tell you.
Yes.
Just be from Karnov.
No, he's not from there. He's from further away, but he'll
Oh.
tell you. I don't off the top of my head have that available, so I'll just tell you.
Okay.
He's from a
fair
city.
enough.
He's from a city. He's from a
Alright.
city.
We'll continue this another time.
He says, though, to be honest, though, I don't really feel like I have a home city. My whole life, I've been traveling joined the military at a young age, and then have been serving as a politician, a civil servant in various cities. So,
A nomad of service.
yeah.
I
However,
like it.
this,
you know what they say about politicians?
well, not all of them are the same. This
Generally
is
good-hearted.
where I want to make my home. I want to be here for the long haul. I would like to grow old here, start a family here. This is the place that I want to be.
Ira looks around.
Well,
What
I'm
race
sold.
is he?
He's human. He says, we can get to know each other, of course. And I plan to. And I apologize for not having this dinner earlier. I just had to do quite a few things coming in here, new, not knowing anything. I wanted to make myself available to the people. I had a lot of things to deal with here, paperwork. You wouldn't believe what it takes to run a keep. And so I've been swamped. But now we're doing it. Now we're getting to know each other.
Absolutely. Sorry,
And I
pardon
thought the-
my suspicion. I just
No, please.
we've had some run-ins with bad leadership in the past.
And that's what I want to change. I love the fact that the three of you have taken positions here at the Keep. That makes people feel invested. It feels like their community is together. And of course, the two of you. I wish we could have gotten you here earlier, Eric, but Skeggy as well. Combining the Dwarven nations with the Keep would be a grand ally.
It's a bit of a trek back and forth, but we welcome friendly relations.
I'm glad that you're open to it, because I think what I'm about to tell you is going to change your opinions about what the Keep can possibly be. He takes out a map from the shelf, and he rolls it out on the dinner table. He moves some of the dinner plates, and he says to you here, as you know, the Castellan's role here has changed, developed over time. Originally, it was to fend off invaders from the north. I feel like now it's become more time to explore and understand what's really around us. Now that we have the Caves of Chaos under our control, we keep them at bay much better. He says, but many years ago, as much as 200 years ago, there was a Castellan by the name of Rogan the Fearless. Of course, the big connection through all of these Castellans was Maravek, whom he kind of like shudders his name. We need not talk about him. But Rogan and his wizard, Zelagar, when they set up the keep here, they knew that there was something special about this place. Not just the caves, which we all know. He says, but there was something else of legend and myth. There was some secret hideout that was created, a secret lair that was set up in the Whispering Woods. It's not the caves. A unique, different lair.
It wasn't a cabin hidden inside a giant illusory rock, was it?
He says, no. But I
Good-
think I may know what you're
good.
talking about.
Yeah. No, it was a random guess.
He says
We
they
definitely heard it.
they were seeking a hidden fortress somewhere in the woods. Like I said, most people think it's legend or myth, but both of them vanished without a trace. They sent patrols themselves. They went out and looked for this hidden fortress. From what I've studied and from what I've gathered from scholars throughout the realm is that there were a group, an ancient people called the Weavers, and they created fortresses like this with arcane secrets in them. And I've consulted, before coming here, I consulted with your former wizard, Decario the Wise. He shared invaluable knowledge with me. He believes, as I do, that the riches and the resources that are in this hidden fortress could be the key to transforming our keep into a thriving sanctuary for all who seek it. And they call this place Quasqueton. And it's spelled Quasqueton.
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 Yep. Quasqueton.
Very strange.
So, what do you think?
When did you talk to Decario?
Before I came here.
And he was doing good?
Good is a relative term.
All right.
He's a heavy drinker.
Okay, no, so he's doing good. He was that when he was here, so not much has changed.
Ah,
All right.
okay. Well, that's news to me. I was under the assumption that he was a valuable wizard. All the reports that we had gotten from Alexandra that he was serving the keep well.
Oh, he was both.
Okay.
He was okay.
Wasn't he a sham?
I don't know.
All right.
But yes, I did meet with him. He said that the senior Decario the Wise, his teacher, was apparently a master illusionist, and that some sort of image, like the one you referenced, there was some sort of hideout to the south. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
we found that one.
Raven Rock.
Yes, I don't know what has become of it now, but there's something like that is hiding Quasqueton.
Ah.
These guys burned Raven Rock.
Well,
Since when did you refer to yourself as these guys? Hyperius, that is a Hieronymus, a new name for you. These guys. I can get used to it.
I meant this guy and this guy.
Interesting. So,
please, I want this
So
to be a open forum.
You're saying there's another hidden illusionary hideout someplace we have to go find?
Not like that hideout. That was just one simple home. This is a fortress that was created in ancient times and has been kept secret from the world.
Where
is there anywhere
is
we
it?
could? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you be quiet. I'm talking here.
Of course, my friend.
Where is it?
Well, that's the thing. I'm not quite sure. But that's why I called you in, because you can detect the magic. I'm sure that you can find it. Scour the woods.
Is there anywhere where we could Could we learn more about the Weavers anywhere?
He says, like I said, most tomes that discuss it are only talking about them, like I said, like stories of legend. But from everything I've gathered, and he'll give you books that he has on them, it's very vague. They're wizards that came from another plane of existence to ours. He says, you can read these. These are the only ones that I could find on the subject matter, but
I'll grab them.
they're unique creatures, apparently. Some of the stories say that they have four arms.
Can I do a knowledge history on these tomes?
Sure.
Let's see.
What was your total?
9.
Okay. Yeah, you haven't heard about the Weavers. But it's very uncommon, so you probably wouldn't have read this. He says, and look, I know that there may be dangers, and I understand your concerns. This may not be an easy journey. However, I believe that you all possess the skills and bravery to face these challenges. Our keep's future depends on you.
Any chance to do the fighting in the study? I am
We're
there.
going to the woods.
Look,
We'll
it
find
is.
stuff.
Back to the woods.
It is also possible that this place doesn't exist and that it is truly just what it is, myth. But if it does, I believe this place will hold the key to untold resources. You, yourself, pointing at Hieronymus, should... The idea of uncovering this mystery and group that had a mastery of magic should be the only thing I need to entice you with.
I'm
But how-
already enticed, baby.
Oh,
Let's go.
wonderful. Wonderful. Eric, you've been
Skeggy,
silent.
How do you feel about this?
Eric, you've been silent. Please.
Oh, please.
I just got back to the keep, but this seems certainly intriguing, and the mysteries of illusory magic are intriguing to myself and my domain. So I would certainly love to pursue this further. At the very least, see if there's any grain of truth to these tomes and this history.
And you, Skeggy?
I have to wonder if this was really a celebration that you invited me to, or a job interview.
He is a little red in the face, and he goes, I'm sorry. I really... The entire festival is to honor you, all of you. And what better to honor you all than to also tell the keep that you have uncovered their future, their security.
So no pressure.
None. If you fail and this doesn't exist, then it is as it is.
When is this celebration supposed to take place?
In like a week.
In like a week. Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
So in a week, we're to find an invisible fortress created by ancient wizards from another dimension, which may or may not exist, and about which we know nothing.
I know it
Not a
sounds
problem.
crazy, but you're more than welcome to read it yourself. And he gives the book, like I
Oh.
said, gave the books to Hieronymus.
I'll be doing some reading too.
Ah, the sense of adventure is back. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's leave now. Right now. Wait, after the meet.
I must consult the tomes. Skeggy, I could use your help.
Aye.
You're old. Old people know stuff.
He says, look, whatever you've been through at the Caves of Chaos, I'm sure whatever is awaiting for you pales in comparison. So it shouldn't be too much trouble for you guys. You are heroes. You defeated Corvus the Bloodied. What could be worse than that?
I appreciate your vote of confidence, friend.
Will
well,
Mohag be joining you on the adventure?
Of course.
Sure, we can convince him to join us.
You'll have to talk to him.
is Mohag in the bushes outside, like Samwise Gamgee style?
Probably. Yeah.
Do you have
Then-
a 12-foot pole?
A 10-foot pole? Yes.
I want Zeb's wife to join us.
No chance.
Come on.
Every one of those kids is a hit point between Danger and Hieronymus.
At least one,
Yes.
the oldest one. Come on.
Yeah, they gotta have at least 3 or 4 hit points, don't you think?
At least.
Doesn't matter. They can absorb a hit.
So
At least.
he says, then it's settled. Raise your glasses to adventure.
Right.
Charcoalition getting back together, boys.
Yeah.
Let's
Cheers.
hope we don't get burned this time.
Your glasses
Ah.
clink, and you enjoy the rest of your meal as much as you can. And you have the rest of the evening with him. Pleasant. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then you go back.
Do we have any idea how to find any kind of a clue where in all those woods to look for this thing? I, mean,
You
I
might.
guess read the books. Do we have any? Is anyone have any idea?
The answer's got to be in these tomes, and throughout the wealth of knowledge contained in the tomes in my tower.
I'll pray to Hyperius.
You
Ready
do
to
that,
try.
bud.
See what wisdom comes to me.
We've spent a lot of time in those woods. I mean, we certainly
Did you
know some.
bump into any invisible fortresses while you were looking about?
Well, we know quite a few landmarks.
Yeah, so we did find that weird marble arch out there with the carnivorous
Mhm.
plants on it.
That seems like a pretty good place to start.
I feel like that's our best starting point, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, we killed the hermit, right? The hermit's dead.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the one that
Pretty
killed
much
Zeb.
everything that we encountered is dead now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Is there anything in the tomes that references location, landmarks, coordinates?
there might be.
We'll
And
have to search.
once Hieronymus gives him a thorough read through, we can see what assumptions you can make. But until then, this scene is going to end with all of you at dinner. Some of you laughing, some of you concerned, some of you just not sure what's going on in general. And
That's
as the
me.
and as the camera pans out, we can see this moon shining down on the keep on the Borderlands, a place where it seems like adventure is always happening for the Charcoalition. We will meet back next week for episode 2.
Excellent.
Episode 1 in the books. Sorry for the technical issues. We had quite a crazy stream with thunder and power outages, things like that, but hopefully next week it's not thundering. But
Yeah.
I tell you what will be thundering. The Keep crew as they march forward to adventure. Thank you for watching,
Sounds
Those are
everybody.
back in
fireball
town, baby.
thundering.
Great to be back with you fellas.
Great to be
Good to be
back.
back.
Yeah, this was
Good
great.
to be back.
Thank you, Greyhawk Exile says, we are lightning in a bottle.
Unfortunately, the lightning hit the telephone pole outside my
Yeah.
house.
I actually saw it hit in Nate. You're sitting in my window. I saw the lightning flash a few times in your window.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like pretty
Yeah,
big.
it's
yeah.
it's raining heavy outside.
Yeah.
Just lucky I didn't lose power.
So thank you for watching. We had a really great chat tonight. I wish I could be in the chat more and communicate and stuff like that, but I always look back as I'm kind of just putting the final touches on a video. I look back and see what was said. So I'll look at all the comments, but what will really help us out is commenting down below too, because we want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see this reunion. It's going to be an awesome one, and we have plenty more to come. So we'll see you all next week. See you on the tabletop, everybody. Have a great night.
See you, friends.
Night.
Bye.